Hello, welcome everybody. Mark here, big man in the woods. Hope you're all doing well. Evening. No, it's me. Unfortunately, Mark's not here tonight. So I have taken over his stream for one night. Thanks, Mark. So hopefully we'll get some viewers on. Hello. He's here in person. Hello. So yes, so I've taken over tonight. So hello to everybody. Yeah, what's that? We've got the good-looking one. Yeah, thanks, Ange. And hi from Charlotte. Hello. We've got a Mark. Hi, Mark from Harold as well. So hello. Welcome to the show. So yeah, lots going on at the moment, which is really cool. My group sold its minibus. We're finally minibusless. It's been sat there for a while. We haven't used it for a while, so we've decided as a group to get rid of that. So hi, Silver and Scouts. So that was a close of the chapter for me. So evening, Third Market Harbour. Hi, how are you? Yeah, so Mark is kind of here in this kind of cutout. Other pictures are available, and you can put a little stick on them and use those in a craft activity. So yeah, so lots going on at the moment, which is really cool. The question I have tonight for everybody is your group performing a panto this year? Because I've got round to, we're going to do a panto this year. It's been a couple of years since we've done one. I think it was pre-lockdown when we did ours, and it's that kind of, what are we going to do? Which panto are we going to do? And you know, we've done some in the past based on some of the classics, but is it time to do something completely different? So any ideas are kind of welcome. Even toying with the idea of using a bit of AI to help me create that kind of panto theme and bring in some of the corny jokes. If Mark was here, he'd probably say, "Oh no, you're not." "Oh yes, I am." So yeah, so there's some good stuff there. Also, we've got a couple more on. Also, you know, in sort of the scouting side of things, they've teamed up with Marvel, with Disney. I know they've done Encanto before, but now we have Marvel, which is interesting. And there's a number of activities that the Scouts have placed on their website under the activities banner. So we'll have a chat about those as well. Any Marvel fans, or are we all DC, liking a bit of the Batman and Superman? Personally, I'm a bit of both. I'll take from either of the main genres there. But yeah, so on their quest to be more Iron Man and Black Widow and Black Panther and all of the characters, they've put some interesting activities on, such as build a Marvel Iron Man solar oven. Disney fan, excellent. So Ange is definitely a Disney fan. So does that mean you're Marvel, or are you DC? Or there's a Black Widow inspired agility test. I don't think I'll quite manage that one myself. I don't know if Mark would, but yeah, so that's there. And there's some opportunities to build some like trading card games and things there. So they've so Dan says Marvel all the way, and Dominic says is Marvel is better. Not going to run too much down that rabbit hole. I could chat for hours on those movies. What do you like, Mark? Marvel. Okay, Mark likes Marvel. Brilliant. He'll be watching this later going, "Oh no, what have I done? What have I let myself in for?" So yeah, the question that I am asking tonight is: are you performing a panto this year, or are you taking your group to go and see a panto? Because there are groups around that, you know, it might be a gang show that you're doing. They take a lot of organising, so hats off to those that are organising gang shows. They take a lot to get those going. So yes. Oh, there we go. Daffy Duck, excellent. Superman was a scout. Okay, didn't know that. I'll have to look that particular comic up. But if he was, it fantastic. That's news to me. Yeah. So, and the winter nights are drawing in a little bit, so it's that kind of, yeah, let's get back into the hut and do some stuff. And as the weather's getting a little bit bad outside, it's time to get some indoor activities going, and that's where we that's what you call it, car crash theatre. Is what we do. So we print out a script, and we use that for our scouts to read from. So we do a couple of nights of rehearsals before we go into that ultimate performance in front of the parents. But we call it, it's that kind of quick fire reading from the script kind of thing, not making them learn too many of the lines, because some of them have, got other things like school pantos and such like, so it becomes easier to work from, and allows you to make good changes and things. But it's also good to get some of the jokes from the young people coming in, and bring some of the more up-to-date kind of speak into the panto. So I've not got anything in the chat, so that kind of says to me that, are people actually doing this? Is it still a thing? Because I know if you look at the entertainers badge, yeah, there's a lot from Wizards of the Coast with Dungeons and Dragons on that particular badge, so you can do that kind of thing. So let's turn it around a little bit. What do you do for your entertainers badge? Do you do the traditional panto stuff, or do you mix it up a little bit and go for some of the D&D stuff, or do you do something completely different? Any feedback on that would be absolutely fantastic from everybody. So Mark isn't here because he's actually doing a scouting meeting with some other leaders who are new to his group and need to do some have a meeting with him, and this was the only time that he could do it, unfortunately. So he bowed out of this one. Not quite like an excuse that I used the other week of going on holiday, but never mind. Beaver's making sock puppets. Excellent. Are they going to perform some kind of play with those? Sock puppets are absolutely brilliant. Over lockdown, we certainly did do some sock puppetry, and had some stuff on the channel. Still got that somewhere knocking about. So yeah, that's a good activity to certainly do with scouts. There is a badge to go with the Marvel. So if you're a badge blanket kind of badge person, then there is a badge on the Scout Shop that's got I think there's 3 of the superheroes on. I know it's got Captain Marvel and Black Widow, and you see the Spider-Man or Iron Man on there. Can't remember, but yeah. So have a look at those. Yeah, Leon's still got his sock puppet from lockdown. Excellent. I might bring mine on another stream at some point. Mine's still knocking about. Probably just needs a little bit of a stitch up and tidy up. So yeah, so that's good. That's good. So this week at Scouts, what am I doing? We're doing. Gosh, can't remember. I'll look that up. But while I look that up, one of the other things that we've just been planning is our bonfire night. So having a bit of a group bonfire night coming up. So does anybody do anything particular for that? You know, a lot of councils now have actually stopped local displays. So there's not as many as there used to be, unfortunately. So, you know, there are lots of people coming round and sort of say, oh, you're doing a display. We don't do anything for outside of the Scouts. Normally just stays in the group. So quite interestingly, fire safety. That's what we're doing this week. So that kind of makes it all gel quite nicely, doing a bit of fire safety and then a bit of bonfire later on. So that's quite good. So Dan says, at the moment, clubs have been split up into groups to do different tasks, some being a club band, magic shows, Morris dancing, puppet show, and a panto, all in 10-minute performances. Excellent. Oh, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, some good ideas there. Splitting them up, getting them to do 10 minutes, 10-minute shows each. That's good. That's quite good. Lots of badge work there with musical instruments and entertainers and that kind of thing. So that's really good. So yeah, so the that kind of bringing the parents in, and do you do it as the last evening of the year, and sort of do the kind of fun thing, and then depart for the Christmas break, or you do it before the end of the year? I know some groups take their gang shows and actually do them, you know, around Easter time. Some do them around Christmas time, but they're all sort of spread around different times of the year. But yeah, we do ours at the sort of the end of the year and bring a kind of Christmassy theme to those things, which is always good. So yeah, I don't think nipping back to the Superman was a Scout comment. That's interesting. What other cartoon characters have been Scouts? There's a question. If anybody knows, that's worth a Google. See what comes up. If that's none spring to mind for me, unfortunately. I'm not sure. What have we got? Silver End Scouts say this week we have a ghost tour on Friday evening. Oh yes, it's Jotty Saturday, and then a ghost tour Sunday night. There's far too many to do in one tour. Early Halloween, not possible to do private tours nearer the day. Yeah, Halloween's an interesting one. We were going to do a Halloween themed evening in our hut, and they put local elections on. There's a local by-election on, so unfortunately we're having to find something else to do, because that was on Halloween. Walking a big group of youngsters down the local village and such like, while everybody else is out trick-or-treating, not sure to a really good idea, because people might just sort of think the wrong thing about a big group walking down the streets. Normally we'll do a chippy kind of hike and go between the chippies on the local area, which is always good because they get to mark the chip shops. So the chip shops, we know they're coming and give us some good, cook their best chips for us. So what have we got? So Dan says the cartoon character Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove. Oh, okay. So he was a Scout. Excellent. There you go. He's slipping these Scout uniforms into different cartoons. Fantastic. Yeah. So I don't know. As a kid, I was reading Superman and such like, and it's amazing how all that stuff come up. But I wonder how many of the young people have actually seen all these kind of movies. Because a couple of the questions when you look at the tasks are such like, has everybody seen Iron Man, and do they know about his arc reactor? So looking at the solar the solar oven using pizza boxes. So yeah, bit of push from Marvel to the young people to get them involved. But it's all sort of changed from the days of having the Beano in the comics that you should just get for the newsagents on a Saturday morning to today. All these new fantastic movies and effects that we never had. I'd certainly laugh at the cartoons we were watching at the time. So yeah, go and have a look at those anyway, because they've got some good activities. And the thing I do like is the sort of example risk assessment stuff that the Scouts are providing for people to do, which is quite good. Just in case you're feeling markless, there's another quicker appearance from him. I should maybe stick him up behind us on the bookcase so that he's kind of visible. Just get a bit of tape and do that quickly. There we go. There he is in the background. Sort of there. Excellent. Okay. So what's everybody else up to at Scouts? We've got a ghost tour. Yeah, is anybody else taking part in Jotty? Jamboree on the internet. That's always a good activity. Lots of good things go on. Lots of activities for the young people, which is great. Remember years ago we used to do a technology camp where we had lots of groups down and on the weekend of Jotty, and they did a lot of the radio stuff, the ham radio things, and talked to other groups on the internet. So interesting to see if any other group are sort of picking up the Jotty theme and moving with those. Fantastic. Yeah, so looking at other things, what we got sort of planned, it's kind of a short term when you look at it, because of the you've got the half term coming up, which is in October. And yeah, Remembrance Sunday we've got coming up in November, which is always good. So does anybody do those kind of evenings where they have the shoe shines and the polish and the sewing buttons on, sewing badges on? We certainly do that with some of our groups to make them all spick and span, ready for parade. I'm sure we'll talk about a little bit more about Remembrance Sunday as we get nearer to that particular time. But it's certainly some good events coming up in that. What do we got? Harold says, speaking of events, happy Thanksgiving to all the Canadian watchers. Excellent. Thanks for raising that, Harold. Yeah, we do have some Canadian watchers who drop in. So thank you very much. Yeah, so lots of good festivals and things happening around this time of year as well. So, bonfire night's coming up. What do people do for bonfire night? Do you have group bonfires, or do you just do section, or just don't bother with it or go to an organized kind of activity out there? I'm interested to find out what everybody else does. We normally give our sections a different activity to do. So our Beavers and Cubs will do the hot dogs and the hot chocolate. So make sure the young people have got something sustenance for the evening. Scout leaders will do the fireworks, and the explorers do the kind of bonfire. But it sort of helps do it as a kind of a group thing, and then we get young people and parents down within a roped off area, risk assessments galore and everything else, just to make sure everybody's safe. But that's a good activity, a good evening for the group. Gives a chance for everybody to get together as well, not just at the sort of AGM or the group barbecue that we have at the end of end of the year, which is the sort of the summer break kind of time. This sort of gets everybody back together again, which is important, especially if you've got those people coming up between your different groups. Dan says, we tried to join our local bonfire parade, but didn't quite have enough leaders to do the activity. Oh, that's interesting. So sort of a parade through the village kind of thing, or that's I've never heard of a bonfire parade before. That's quite good. Can you expand on that at all, Dan, as to what that entails? That'd be great. Thank you. Yeah, so it's that time of year. Wrap them up well and stick them out. And we're lucky we've got a field that we can go across. Our local church allow us to do that, which is good. So this week, fire safety. There we go. Down in Sussex, we have a lot of bonfire parades from all the local towns and villages. Okay, I'll have a look at that afterwards. That sounds interesting. It's great to hear about these traditions that happen and things that happen in other places. Which will sort of the idea will spread to the northwest, but it's great to hear about those kind of things going on. So a bit of fire safety first in building. We did ask our scouts at the end of last week to have a think and ask their parents 2 questions. The first one is, do they have a fire plan for their house? So how do you get out in an emergency? And number 2, when was the last time you changed the batteries in your smoke alarm? And you could sort of hear the parents behind going, quick dive onto Amazon and order some 9-volt batteries. But two very, very important things, especially coming up to the bonfire night. And we have taken ours to fire stations before. That's kind of getting a little bit more difficult in sort of my area. I'm not sure about other areas, but it's especially going to the busy times of year. But yeah, you can still get those visits. I know Mark did one not so long ago where he took his group to a fire station. Those kind of things are great as well to go and hear about the see the kit and get to perhaps play with a hose on full blast and see the pressure on them. So a quick question: is everybody now going onto Amazon saying order some more batteries for their smoke alarms, or is hopefully everybody changes theirs on a regular basis, or have I just reminded everybody to go? Oh no, quick, go and renew your batteries. Stunned silence. Hopefully we're all prepared and we're all good on that front, which is fantastic. So anybody else doing anything exciting this week at their scouts? Would be good to know. What do people think about this? The kind of things like Marvel, things like the other activities that scouts are joining these days. Do you think we're heading in the right direction? The young people, trying all these new activities out, bringing new ideas in. Good to hear on that. The other good thing about the activity side is the scouts have started also to put in a little bit about Halloween kind of activities on their site, so that's definitely worth a look up. Put the link on on the screen again, scouts.org.uk/activities. It's a great little subsite to go into and have a look at those kind of things. Okay, gosh, I've been rabbiting for about 25 minutes now. Silver and Scouts, our smoke detectors are built in to run off the mains. New builds had to have them fitted when built. Okay, excellent. Yeah, that's the good thing about builds today, having those kind of rules and things. But there are a lot of huts out there that haven't quite got that capability yet and are needing battery ones. So Harold says battery change at daylight saving clock change. That's a good idea. Yeah, so when you change the clocks, you change your batteries. That's a good way of doing it. A good date to remember. Yeah, that's coming up, isn't it? At the end of the month, daylight saving. Get an extra hour in bed, which is always fantastic. And take that forward. Fantastic. Yes. So hopefully next week, this chat will be back, and they'll be talking about some other stuff. Not quite sure yet. We'll make that in the week. But this has certainly been. Hopefully, you've enjoyed tonight. I've been waffling a little bit, but we've got some good good ideas come up on the chat, and I'm definitely going to go and have a look at the bonfire parades and see what I can find about those. That's definitely good. So in that kind of mark thing, I'm going to keep the stream to the half hour, so he can watch it afterwards, and hopefully I haven't ruined his watchers, his subscribers to his channel. Hopefully he'll be able to keep that after this. But he did say, I trust you to do this, and then kind of crossed his fingers and hope that everything will be okay. So yes, I think I'm kind of stuck now. And I think we've done everything I wanted to talk about this evening, which is fantastic. Have I missed any comments? No, don't think I've missed any comments, but if I have, I apologise. And hopefully we'll have a meet up again next week. So if you've got any ideas at all around your pantos, that kind of stuff, leave them in the comments and we can pick up on those afterwards, which will be great. And yeah, go and have a look at the kind of Marvel things, and see where, if you like those kind of badges and things. So I'm going to stop the stream there and say thank you very much for joining in and listening to me. Normal service will be resumed next week. Thanks everybody. Good night.